Hey, Filth Weavers, welcome. So, I was tuning in and have another message for you. The first thing that was coming through is that you feel terrified looking at the way that people are being conditioned in this world. And it is so apparent to you, whereas before perhaps it was not apparent. It was not as apparent to people. Feeling a sense of people waking up and just seeing the terror and just this fluster of okay, let's do something. Let's find a way to build our homesteads or live off grid or grow our food and can it and make our clothes and have our communities and work through conflict and really learn how to work through conflict. There's this kind of scrambling energy, okay, let's do it right. Let's heal, let's change what we're doing because it needs to drastically change. And I'm feeling sadness and grief and all of that. And there's just this very deep echo that I'm hearing from a space far beyond this time, from your my ancestors, your ancestors, the wise and healed and tender and nurturing ancestors. There's this echo that they're here and that they have your back. And there's also this sense of timelessness, an ancestral practice and knowing and of our knowing ourselves as timeless, as connected to the source, and as not holding on so tightly to our flesh suits, and knowing that tides are turning, and it might not look like that on the surface, but the undercurrents are really strong, and people are really seeing the terror for what it is. Have these dried marigolds. But I don't feel like going and talking about the marigolds right now. So what else? What else do Filth Weavers need to know about this? This echo, this ancestral echo. The establishment. The Hermit, healer vessels, 2 of spirals. Rebel of vessels, student of flowers. I need to get a couple of these. Ecstasy. Whoop. I'm gonna keep shuffling. This one away and just keeping this one. Okay, so hands, 2 of spirals. There's just like questions around like, okay, things need to fucking change. How are they gonna change? And holding this match, like, I just want to light shit up. I want to like burn, compost the empire, burn it all down. Like, we need to start over. There's this rebel of vessels here that's like, yeah, fuck it. This like embodiment of pleasure and desire, and these like flames of passion like blossoming as there's like this red energy pushing upwards. So I'm feeling this like eruption of like passion and transformation coming up emotionally. Yeah, and like cutting through the fences, cutting through like the walls, the barriers, the ways that the system has fragmented our energy and fragmented like fragmented and integrated life. This hermit energy of like going inside and wanting to cultivate that integrity within yourself. It's in reverse. So you might be being called to share some of your medicine that you've been cultivating. The healer vessels, this is like that feeling of like, yes, your ancestors are here, only this is a different energy. It's like, this feels like a light spirit. The butterflies flying around, like you've become goop many times. And then there's another butterfly here, like you've become goop many times. Your descendants will also become goop, whether they're like biological descendants or like chosen family descendants. That's part of the process. So the journey that you've taken inward has given you knowledge of the process of healing and transformation and becoming goop, aligning your discs and then metamorphosizing into the butterfly. So yeah, there's this energy of ecstasy here. In your hermit state, it's like you found a real ecstasy. You found your real source that's like it's like an orgasm that doesn't drain you. It's like an ecstasy that doesn't go away. It just like pulsates with your harmonization and resonance with all of creation. It's a really high vibration. And then this crystalline energy is like this balm, this salt, this salve. Maybe something your ancestors will show you how to prepare. Maybe it's something you've learned in your hermitude. But this is like a balm, this salve, this crystalline energy is medicine that you can share with others. I'm hearing like this can support the conflict. I'm seeing like people's wounds as like this eruption. And then once we realize what medicine is needed, like that eruption is needed, but the wound still needs to be tended to. So I'm like feeling that you have this balm to share with people, and that's truly listening deeply. That's like to be able to hear that ancestral echo. It's like clearing yourself of your ego, like your pleasure. You don't find pleasure in the egotistical commodification of sex. You find pleasure in like the earth, the soil, like going deep and wide. True, like real intimacy. And that like I'm sensing that like you, because you cultivated your ability to be intimate with yourself and with spirit, you can offer that to other people. I'm hearing like not everyone will want this medicine, but just notice who does. Just notice who does, and like in the interconnection, something that's coming up that I learned about today was about Indra's web, and how it speaks about our interconnectivity, our interbeing being this web, and how when you shift something in yourself, you shift something within other people, and that each point of intersection in the web, there's a crystal. And that's kind of what this is evoking for me, this image of the crystalline like liquid crystalline energy. And so yeah, I feel like this is pointing to the work of the hermit, the work that you've done, and just carrying this awareness with you. Like your light, this little candle, your light is illuminating everyone else's lights. And the connections, like when I was talking about the web, I got the image of water and like how many molecules and like for water to be fluid, like how many waters are connected, and that like the liquid the crystalline liquid in water, and how to like I'm getting this sense of like charging your water with crystalline energy, maybe the water that you bathe in if you take a bath, or the water that you drink, the water that you cook with, maybe you cook for other people. Just really attuning to the water and recognizing its healing properties through this crystalline medicine, and like the consciousness of water, and even you recognizing that within it can activate it. Kind of like the way that your light illuminates other people's light, well, the water is a being as well, so your awareness illuminates that awareness of the water. So this feels like a very bright reading, and I'm thinking of like how water is in the air, water is in the soil, water is in so many things. So yeah, I invite you to just attune to the water everywhere. Notice that. Cultivate your relationship with water. Even the memory of water, like at some point water may have shaped or been a part of shaping a stone or tree bark or something, and so recognizing the memory of water and that vibration. Yeah, and noticing the water in the earth. And also within your body. And like specifically the areas of your body and the different chakras. I'm sensing that there's one more thing I need to communicate with you. Something about an orbit. Orbit of the sun. It's something masculine, something about yang energy. You might be feeling like this yang energy like erupting, how I was talking before about the thing erupting. You might like not want to deal with that. But I'm hearing that's part of the process. Connecting with the yang energy. Connecting with the active, dynamic energy of like flavor and movement, salt, spice. Like you may have experienced like an imbalance of it before, where it was like too much and maybe you got hurt by it, and so now you have this aversion. So that might be the wound that you're needing to help people tend to, or maybe even tend within yourself. Maybe that's a wound that you've been tending to within yourself, is like around the yang energy. Like maybe you got burnt. Maybe you got burnt out. Maybe you got physically burnt, but like maybe you're just trying to do too much and you really had to come back in and like find yourself, find your source. Okay, I'm feeling like that was feeling like this celebration, like that feels complete for now. So yeah, thank you so much for being here with me and being here with you, and just the activations that you've been going through and working through. The work that like what I'm hearing, that like everyone can benefit from that, from the work that you've been doing. So I send my gratitude, and yeah, until next time, I